Welcome back to my channel. My name is Marley and this is 3 Bite Meals. What I want to start today is a 3-part series based on my surgical experience. So in this episode, I'll be going over the pre-op experience with my surgeon and through my insurance, going into the actual day of my surgery, and then the last one will focus on my post-op recovery. Now, my insurance had different criteria that they required, as did my surgeon, which may be different for you, and if so, that's perfectly all right. This is just kind of giving you an idea of what you might be expecting. So I went to my primary care doctor and I advised them that I wanted to have the vertical sleeve gastrectomy. They talked with my insurance and they set me up for the program, which I was approved for, and I started my 6-month medically supervised weight loss program. So I was very happy. I thought 6 months, I'll schedule my surgery, bing, bang, boom, I'll be good to go. No, that was the beginning of my insurance requirements. What they want from you is a lot of your time, and that's because they're only going to pay for this surgery once, and they want to make sure that you really do want it. In my initial class, we started off with 24 people, and my next class, 1 month later, there was about 5 people that I recognized from the first class. So that was a very large percentage of people who just couldn't take a time out of their schedule to make it for a class, and they dropped out. And that is really something that the insurance wants, and that they encourage, is that if you're not ready, they don't want you here. It takes a lot of time and a lot of efforts to get through the program, at least with my insurance, and they want to make sure that you're in it. If they're spending $100,000 on your surgery, they want to make sure that you're really going to stick to it. Now, during the classes, what they do is they went over all the things to kind of expect after the surgery and all of the lifestyle changes that you should be making before the surgery. That involves cutting down your actual intake of food to about a 1,200 to 1,500 calorie diet, depending on what other precursors you have, any existing conditions, diabetes, and so forth. And they also want you to start chewing. And that is something that I highly recommend you do. If you go out to eat Taco Bell, try chewing it. Try chewing it for more than just a few bites before you swallow, and you will be amazed at what you taste. It starts to taste chemically and just somehow wrong. And when you eat burger from Carl's Jr., it starts to taste old and just not right. There is something about having to chew your food up to 20 to 30 times before you can swallow it that really makes you change your thoughts on a lot of the foods that you used to love. A lot of the foods that I used to love, I tried them after my surgery. I know I shouldn't have, but I did. And they don't taste the same to me now. I know that a lot of times your taste buds can change after surgery, but I found that I think they change for the better, in my opinion. But the chewing, definitely try that, because that is something that they do recommend that you try so that you can get used to it. Because when you're used to going chew, swallow, and you have to go chew 30 times before you can even swallow anything, it's a big change. Also, they let you know that caffeine is not going to be okay after surgery. For some doctors, they say that you can start including it back in at about 4 to 6 months, but for the first initial part of your surgery, they don't want you to have it at all. And for a lot of caffeine fiends, which there were a lot of in my initial class, and I'm thinking that might have been the reason some of them dropped out, that was huge. I haven't drank caffeine or soda in about 9 years, so that wasn't one of the things that got to me, but if you are and you do, that can be, because you can't have carbonated beverages after. It expands your pouch and it literally takes you in the whole opposite of direction of where we're going. Also within my class, they tell you what to expect after, which is eating much smaller meals focused on mainly protein, then your veggies, and then your carbs. And with only being able to, at this point in time, being able to take in about 4 ounces of food, I really do have to prioritize my meat and veggies. And sometimes I will have a spoonful of rice or a bite of bread, but really try to keep it to a minimum, because it takes up a lot of vital space for foods that you actually do need, that are going to help your body and help you maintain your goal. And that's what this is all about, is getting you to your goal. Now, during my 6-month program, I was required to lose 10% of my excess body weight, which I did. And then I didn't. And that hurt. It hurt so much because I let myself down wholeheartedly. I am the only one that can be blamed. I did it to myself. I just kept on thinking about, I'm going to have this surgery and I'm not going to be able to have all the things that I want, so I should have them now as treats beforehand. It's the worst mentality that you could have, but I did because I have the mind of a fluffy person. And that is okay. It's okay to do that. But obviously, you do need to get back on track. So I did. And I ended up losing the amount of weight that my surgeon did require for me to be able to have the surgery. But I did fail. I don't plan to fail again, but I did. And it really was scary because I could have blown what in the end ended up taking me over a year to work towards. Now, also during the 6 months, you have to have various tests done. They need you to have an EKG to make sure that your heart is in working order for the surgery. That is paramount. Psych eval to make sure that your mind is really ready for the surgery and all the changes that are going to be happening after it. Because, they're not going for it. Do you have problems? Everyone's got problems. I got problems. What they want to know is that you don't have anything traumatic going on in your history. You don't have an abusive relationship that you're going through now. They want to know that after the surgery and during the preliminary part of the being approved for the surgery, that you have support and that you're going to be okay afterwards, because it's a lot. Your hormones are changing. You're going to have a lot of restrictions put on you. You're going to be at home in bed for quite a bit of time. You're going to have to start exercising and eating different foods that you're not used to, and it's a lot on the head. You also have to see a nutritionist to make sure that they go over with you all of the ways that you're going to be changing and all of the changes that you need to make now as far as your food, your relationship with food, and getting that change in your mindset that you need to eat better. And it's not just because you're having the surgery, but because you want to maintain this goal long term. And the surgery is a tool that's going to help you to lose the weight faster so that you're going to get better results. And that's usually better for people who struggle with weight loss, is when you see the scale and those numbers going down. But in the long run, it's going to be you. You're going to be the only one that's going to be able to keep this up. And so you do have to change your relationship with food, the way that you look at food, the way that you use food. And when you're using it as a comfort or reward, that's the wrong way to observe it. You need to use food as a means of fuel, and that's it. Obviously, that's not going to be the same for everyone. I myself am a foodie, and so is my boyfriend. So we see food as fun and pleasure, and you still can, but you can make it healthier. And that's kind of what they want to know, is that you are going to be able to make these changes and work them around your lifestyle. Now, you also do have to have blood work. I saw the vampires more times than I can count because they want to have blood work in the beginning, in the middle, in the end, and of course right before surgery, because they want to make sure that all of your levels have stayed the same and that they don't have any surprises, which is also very good because that's what you need going into surgery. Now, after that, I was able to go and see my surgeon, in which case I thought I was going to schedule. No. My surgeon had his own requirements, which I really wish that my insurance and my doctor had talked, because we could have all gotten on the same page as far as the testing and the blood work, because there was additional blood work that was required. Again, I digress. I was going to jump through whatever hoops they needed me to jump through because I was going to get this done. So I went through and I had all the tests with the additional doctors, and I had all the additional blood work done. So what I thought was a quick 6-month experience turned into about 13 months. And then I was able to set the date for my surgery. And I was lucky that my surgeon did require only 10 pounds to be lost before he would approve me for surgery, because I was able to meet that goal. and I did not have to go through the actual pre-surgery 2-week liquid diet. My surgeon only required that I did the liquid diet for 2 days before surgery, and then I went into my actual day before surgery prep, where they have you drink the magnesium citrate, which is a full cleanse that they have you go through. It is very disturbing, and I would probably do just a stay-at-home day when you have that done. It's very much a don't leave your house day, and it's not very fun. But once I was able to schedule my surgery, for 2 months later, and I had my surgery in November of 2019. And as of now, I have lost 80 pounds, and I'm very happy with myself and with my progress. And if you or anyone that you know is thinking about having this surgery, I can highly recommend it. I think it is the best thing that I've ever done, and I really do hope that if you are thinking about it, that you really do take some of the things that I've said today to heart, because it is something that you really do have to be prepared for, and no one else is going to be able to get through it but you. And I am so lucky that I have the support of my friends and my family, and just everyone in my life was very supportive of me going through this. But if you don't have that, you need to get that. You need to have people in your corner, because this is a hard thing to go through by yourself. And I couldn't imagine doing it without my boyfriend by my side and my family just there telling me that I can do it, and how proud of me that they were, because it really does help you get through everything when you have those people backing you up. And even if you have to come on here and go in my comments and say that you need someone to talk to, do that. Have me in your corner, because I will be. I mean, I may not know you, but I know you. We're there together. And if that's what I can be for you because you don't have anyone else, then I will be that for you, because everyone needs someone. And I hope that this has helped educate you a little bit more on what you're looking for, and it'll help you down the road. So if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe. And I will be posting a video next week on my actual day of surgery. Little bit of laughs in there for you, because that's just how I live my life, is to make other people laugh. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one.